For Honor was a medieval fighting game that released in February of 2017. It was fairly popular at its launch, but the player base that was loyal soon dropped off due to the underdeveloped fighting mechanics and the bugs that ravaged the game at the time. You probably heard of it at its launch, but wonder where it is today. And ever since the CCU, or the Core Combat update that released about a year and a half ago, it completely overhauled the fighting mechanics and is now a much more polished game. And these are the reasons why you should play it. It is original. The game is like no other that I have played. The way that it works is in very bare bones terms. So you have a left, a right, and a top guard. And you can throw a light or a heavy attack from any of these. The gameplay that you're currently seeing is a lot more advanced than what it will be whenever you start. It's showing a lot more mechanics than I have explained, but if you are interested, it is definitely worth learning about. Although the game does have a huge learning curve, because it is a lot more mechanics, and like I was saying before, is more original than any other game that I have played. Every single hero feels unique and different to play. For instance, currently, you're watching me play a ninja, name is Shinobi. He relies on a lot of kicks and flips to do his damage. The person I'm fighting right now, is called a berserker. They have very fast attacks and have an infinite chain, which means that they cannot stop attacking unless you completely stop them. And because of how long the game has been out, there's now 31 unique characters in this game. And the best thing about it is that you don't even have to buy all of them with real money. You can earn every single character through the in-game currency that you earn during every single match. And the characters consist of knights, Vikings, samurai, Wu Lin, which is ancient Chinese, and the new faction that was just added, Outlanders. The Outlanders consist of many different heroes through history. Currently there are 2 Outlanders. One of them is a pirate, and the other one is an ancient Egyptian hero. And what people are mainly speculating is that the next one is either going to be Aztec or a Native American hero. The game not only has originality, but it also has polish. The system in which you fight is very polished, and every single mechanic is there for a reason. For instance, whenever somebody attacks, there are a few frames where you can parry an attack. The button to parry is heavy. And so what you can do is you can feint your heavy and wait for them to throw their attack so you can parry theirs back and get into your offensive. Of course, that is a lot more advanced than what you would be doing at the start. To add even more depth to the game, every single map has certain map hazards that can be anywhere from cliffs that you can throw your opponents off of, to spikes on the wall, to even throwing them into a bunch of minions that will slowly whittle down their health. Some maps even have unique map hazards. For instance, there's one map that is geysers. The geysers don't explode for a moment, but whenever they do, they take out the most of your opponent's health if you throw them into them. On top of that, the game even has crossplay. While you can't not invite your friends currently, what you can do is you can get into players that are in both PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, no matter the platform that you're on. There's also a lot of game modes in the game. There's Duels, which is 1v1, Brawls, which is 2v2, Ranked Duels, and there's games called Dominion. Those are taking inspiration from the Domination that you would all know, except for with a twist. The B point is full with minions that you'll have to slowly clear, but you one-tap all of them. One of the coolest parts about the game is that you're able to choose your own faction. You can join the samurai, the knights, or the Vikings, and compete in a faction war. So how the faction war works is you have a limited number of troops that you get each match, and then you can throw those troops down on this map and compete with other 2 factions. And if multiplayer isn't your thing, there's 3 different single-player modes. The first one is story mode, which is actually really good and underrated. There's arcade, which is where you can choose a mission and then go in, and there'll be different effects for you and the enemies to see who will win. And on top of that, you can fight AI in what would be regular PvP matches. So what faction would you join? What game mode would you play? And what character would you like? You'll just have to find out by installing For Honor. Also, if you're still watching, like and subscribe. This is my first scripted video, and I actually had a lot more fun doing this than I thought I would, even though it took a lot longer than my normal videos, so probably expect to see more of this soon. Also, Slanderers, hit me up.